I never saw freedom as color. Although sun-bleached skinned breeds privilege, that's what I was born in. And since my light, immature flesh lacked what I wanted to be, I wore colors of black as if mourning was my daily routine. As if I could determine my ethnicity by the colors I wore. I wanted to be jazz, to be hip-hop, to be that of culture because my skin said so, and if I couldn't be born into it, I would wear it like pride of a flag wrapped around my gleeful body. I never saw freedom as color. I never could determine the color of my skin tone that radiates through the texture, screaming and wanting to be kissed by the sun. I want to be culturally inclined. I shopped in grocery aisles marked ethnic foods, hoping that my taste buds would soak in the language and tongue of ethnicity. I told people my ancestors were killed for their beliefs, even though I didn't know who my ancestors were. I believed I was enslaved on boats taken from rich soils into impoverished grounds. I have always wanted to be a minority. I bubbled in census forms marked other because I was embarrassed to be part of the redneck, white breath, and blue-collar population. So I thought. I never saw freedom as color. Freedom was never a color to me because I was just that. I told my stories, my feet began to believe, and my soul was along for the journey. I cried in color. I wore pride in color. Inside, I was color. I wanted my skin to be dark. I mourned for lack of culture. Like animals, we place chains on freedom, only allowing our minds to stretch as far as the fingertips that sewed our skinny jeans. We are all but what we wear. A figment of weather skin beaten by white fingertips pressed against crosses that try to erase hate, we tend to fear that which we don't know. Afraid to ask questions, we mourn a society made of caves and capitalism. Color marks our beginnings and ends. I can't breathe. I'm stripped of beauty. It's not that Black Lives Matter, it's that all lives matter, an echo of how we treat each other, and that is our battle. Some man with strings puppeteering is laughing because we see black and white. And anytime you place something in a box, it must configure to that space, not outside nor outside. We must erase the boxes we place each other in. Freedom is not a color.
Ooh, amen.
If I asked you to close your eyes and tell me what it's like to define red, would you describe the soft velvet texture of sweet dew-dropped rose petals against your cheek like love? Or the screeching sound of tires swerving on curved edges that scream danger? Would you tell me that it's the feeling in your gut that tells you this feels wrong, an inner intuition, the color of your chakra? And if I asked you to describe blue, as if my eyes could not see, but my mind could capture, would you say the smell of the first rain after drops of puddles as rain boot stomps capture splashed adventures? Or the feeling of hearing laughter on playground, love on swings, and children's stories of gold-lined clouds of happiness? Or would you say that blue is a feeling of waiting by the phone for love to answer? All you hear is a dial tone, and your heart dims with loneliness. Freedom is not a color. Colors are defined by our perspective, our ability to associate a color to a feeling, and feeling is not a box. Freedom is not a color.